So I don't know about you, but sometimes it's really easy to get tired of those same old crowded campgrounds and overhyped destinations. So in this video, get ready to discover hidden gems that most RVers don't even know exist. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about 5 secret spots that make for an amazing, memorable trip, both with or without an RV. And here's the thing, these are all places that we have actually been, and the very last on the list is where we discovered a spot so hidden and secret, we had to use exact GPS coordinates to find it. Let's jump right in with number 5 on the list, which is Monument Valley, Utah. Now, here is why this is such a hidden gem for RVers. Monument Valley is a very remote area that straddles the Utah-Arizona border, and it is a breathtaking destination that just really embodies the essence of the American Southwest. Now, it's known for its iconic red sandstone formations and expansive desert views. It's really a dream spot for RV campers seeking natural beauty and cultural enrichment. Because it's so remote, there's only a few campgrounds in this area, and I'm going to tell you about our favorite here in just a few minutes. But first, here's why Monument Valley is a must-visit hidden gem for RV enthusiasts. Number 1, stunning scenery. Now, the towering buttes and mesas are literally like straight out of a classic Western movie, offering awe-inspiring landscapes that actually change colors with the sun's movement. It's a really interesting phenomenon. Now, the sweeping desert vistas provide an incredible backdrop for sunrise and sunset photography, or just simply soaking in nature's beauty. One of the most photographed spots is the iconic Forrest Gump Point on Highway 163. Now, this is where the famous running scene in the movie Forrest Gump was filmed.
I'm pretty tired. I think I'll go home now.
Definitely wants to stop for photos, because we did, and it's just pretty cool. Now, number 2, there's rich Navajo culture in this area. Monument Valley is actually located within the Navajo Nation, which gives visitors a unique opportunity to learn about and experience Native American culture with things like guided tours, including Jeep rides and horseback adventures. It's a great way to learn more about the history and the significance of the valley's formations. Now, number 3 is there are RV-friendly camping options in the area, and our favorite campground is a campground called Golding's Campground, and it's nestled in its little own enclave with hiking trails right at the campground. Now, there's also a lodge, so if you don't have an RV, or maybe you're traveling with friends or family who don't have an RV, this is a great place where you all can stay together. And there's a general store, which is really helpful because, did I mention this whole area is very, very remote? Now, Golding's also has a museum where you can learn more about the area and the history of the founders. And if dispersed camping and boondocking is your thing, well, there are some options in that area for dry camping as well. Now, the number 4 reason to visit this Monument Valley area is that it is super easy to get in some exploration with the 17-mile scenic loop drive, which takes you up close to iconic formations like the Mittens, Three Sisters, and John Ford's Point. There's also hiking trails and guided off-road tours that open up some less accessible areas if that's something you enjoy or have a Jeep. A lot of us RVers tend to tow a Jeep. Another great reason to put this on your travel list is because of the close proximity to other attractions. So Monument Valley, if you will, is a great base camp for exploring nearby attractions like Antelope Canyon, Page, Arizona, and Lake Powell. There's also the Four Corners Monument where Utah, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico all meet, and that's just a short drive away. Now, I'll have links below for Golding's Campground if you want to check them out, make some reservations. We absolutely loved it. Now, next on the list is our kids' personal favorite, and it's a spot we've been to multiple times because it's just an amazing place. The kids' favorite place to take the RV over and over, well, there's actually a couple places, but they're both located in the same general area, and that is the Florida Keys. Now, Sunshine Key and Fiesta Key are our 2 favorite RV resorts that we have stayed at multiple multiple times, and we love these because they're both part of the Thousand Trails Encore Park system. And we do have a Thousand Trails membership, so we can stay at these campgrounds for just $20 a night. Now, these campgrounds are like their own little islands, and there's water access on 3 sides of the campground. Sunshine Key is a 75-acre RV resort with some of the best views of the blue-green water and great amenities like beach chairs and a beach area, a pool, easy access for water sports, and even just going and doing some independent snorkeling. Now, Fiesta Key is also situated on its very own island, and it's 28 acres, and this resort offers lush greenery and stunning views of the Gulf of Mexico. The pool at this resort overlooks the ocean, and there's even a restaurant on site, so if you don't feel like cooking, you don't have to. Now, if you're not a Thousand Trails member, you can still stay at the campground. It's just the retail rate. But one of the reasons that we got our camping pass with the Encore Parks add-on was just really to be able to stay at these parks on the cheap. So if you want to learn more about options for a camping pass or membership through Thousand Trails, there's a lot of different options. We'll have a link below where you can learn more about that. And this is actually a great time to mention that there are 3 great state parks in the Keys that offer RV camping. So if you want to camp on the cheap at one of the state parks that's down in the Keys, your best option to make a reservation is using a service called RV to pick up a cancellation, because I actually have used the RV scans and the auto book sites when we want to stay there, and we've been able to pick up reservations there multiple times by using RV. I'll have a link for that below as well. It's one of the resources we love just having in our RV life tool belt. Now, next up on the list is a little different when you think of your typical RV destination, and that's because this place is one of the largest cities in America, and that is the Big Apple. Now, here's a little known fact. There's actually a great campground with a great view of New York City and easy access to all the city has to offer. And because no one really wants to have to drive in New York City, this RV campground is only 5 blocks away from public transit and trains that will get you anywhere you want to go. Now, the cost for the campground is on the higher end of what we've paid, but comparatively speaking, for the cost of the area, it is a great cost-effective way to see the city and have all of the comforts of home in your RV. Now, the campground we stayed at is called Liberty Harbor, and I'll put a link in the description below where you can learn more or make reservations there as well. Now, I am getting really excited about sharing about our final secret spot, because you might remember a little earlier in the video where I shared that we actually had to use GPS coordinates to find out about where this was. But before I tell you about that, I want to tell you about a great off the beaten path, very few people know about campground, and that is a place called Pacific Dunes Ranch in Oceano, California. Now, a great thing about this campground is it's also part of the Encore Thousand Trails system, but when we stayed there, we weren't members yet. So the dunes are part of the Oceano Dunes Natural Preserve. It's part of the larger Guadalupe Nipomo Dunes complex, and this is a coastal gem. Now, it's 570 acres. It's a preserve that showcases some of the most extensive coastal dunes remaining in California, and you feel like you're in the middle of the Sahara Desert because the dunes are so large that people actually sled down them. Now, this next gem is a really amazing place, and we had never heard about it until we visited, and we've never really seen anybody else talk about this much in any videos, and that's Las Cruces, New Mexico. Now, before you go poo-pooing this location, let me tell you why this became a quick top spot for us, and honestly, we would really love to go back. And that's to really enjoy the breathtaking views. You want to stay at this campground because of the sites that overlook the Oregon Mountains. And that's a campground that's the Las Cruces KOA Journey. Now, this campground has amazing views, especially during late March and early April, where you can see thousands and thousands of poppies growing in the fields. It's really, truly stunning. And if you don't mind some hiking and walking, be sure to drive to the outskirts of town to find a slot canyon to hike through. Now, here's the deal. This canyon is not really a place you can access without first climbing a fence and walking through a field to get there. And if you just Google the address online, well, you're gonna feel like you're in the wrong place. And that's kind of what we did until that we looked up the exact GPS coordinates to help us know where to go. And here's a little thing. I'll put those for you in the description below. Now this Slot Canyon is a hiking trail and it's about 2.5 miles round trip if you go from the actual mouth all the way and back. It's located about 20 miles north of Las Cruces. The trail is carved into the foothills of the Robledo Mountains and it's considered an easy to moderate hike. We did it with our 2 young kids at the time. There's no official parking lot, so you just have to look for where maybe the rest of the cars are parked, jump the green fence, and get to the trailhead. It is definitely an experience we will never forget and highly recommend. Now, if you want to learn more about each or any one of these places more in depth, I have a whole playlist with videos that talk more about each of these places right up here.